Hello, everybody. We're here live, and we are talking all today about the Tidy Mind 100 Club. I am so excited that you're all here. I'm so excited that you have been interested. You've asked so many questions. You've sent me so many emails. You've replied and responded to so many things that I've been putting out, a lot of content that I've been putting out on SoundCloud and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all those wonderful social media platforms. And I absolutely appreciate every single comment, every single response. And I'm just thrilled and honored to be a part of your journey to joy in 2020. So today we're going to just jump right into it and get started talking all about the Tidy Mind Club. And I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see here. And we are just going to go through this together. So this is the Tidy Mind 100 Club, and we are going to make March your joy month. So many of you are ready to have even just a glimpse of relief, a glimpse of contentment, a glimpse of something besides what you have been feeling in your daily, everyday life, something that feels even just like relaxation. So we're going to start that journey together. And as you know, I'm looking for 100 of you who are ready to make March your month to do that. You're saying, you know what? I owe this to myself. I owe this to my family. I owe this to everyone I'm in relationship with to learn how to get into better relationship with myself so that I can have a better relationship with life and just feel better. So let's talk about this now. So Valerie is on her way to joy, and she, as you heard in that first segment, she wants everyone to do this with her. She said, you know, help me. Like, what do you guys do? What do y'all do to feel better? What do you do when you're emotionally eating? So she's reached out to everybody, and there was such a great response, just amazing response, as you heard Hoda talking about. She's like, I've never seen so many emails come through about a segment before. And the reason is because Valerie touched on something that is such a common problem for so many people. And you said, hey, you raised your hand and you sent an email and you said, hey, that's me. Like, she could basically be describing my life right now. And Hoda said, you know what? Well, let's get some help for Valerie. Let's get her on her journey. Who can we call? And so here I am, enter scene. So I have a tool called the Tidy Mind. And it is both, you know, Valerie and I have both talked about this in sessions about how, you know, she's starting to feel better and she's starting to have those moments of joy for no reason. And she's like, I just want other people to be able to feel this and experience this and to have the same tools. And I'm like, I do too. Like, that's also my heart's desire. And so I've been giving out a lot of free content, and it's all out there for you. But sometimes it's difficult to put it all together, to know what steps to take, to set your course, to have a structure that you can be held inside of and someone coach you through that. And so that's what is happening here with the Tidy Mind Club. So we're wanting to work with you in a more direct, more personal way. I do my absolute best to answer as many comments and to respond as much as I can, but sometimes it takes more than that. You need more than I can give you in just a general public kind of way. So we are opening up 100 spots. That's it. Like 100 of you that I can have you as my priority for the month of March, to be able to answer those questions, to help you through those difficult spots, to be able to help you over the hump. Sometimes we get stuck when we're working on processes, to give you that structure so that to hold you accountable, to pull you in tighter, to say, come on now, we can do this. You don't have to figure this out on your own. You don't have to do this by yourself anymore. Come in here, get close, like, let's huddle in and let me give you the tools that you need every day to guide you through, to be able to feel lighter, to feel more relaxed, to have more contentment, to have more moments where you're just you know what, I'm smiling and I don't even really know why. And that's not a possibility until we start to get some relief from that emotional pain, which is also leading to those unwanted behaviors that you have in your life that also just contributes to even more emotional pain. So it's a cycle that you're in. Maybe you're like Valerie and you've been in it for years and you're so ready to break it. So that is what we're here to do with the Tidy Mind 100 Club. So I want to tell you just a little bit about the Tidy Mind story and how this was all created. So I was in a session with a client, and a lot of times after my client sessions, especially a difficult one or a challenging one, I can't help but ruminate on it. My own mind is like processing it, and what could I have done better, and what could I have changed? How could I have made that easier for this client to understand? What could I have said different? And so this was happening on that particular day, and I was just kind of letting it kind of run through my mind. I wasn't really worried about it. It was in a relaxed way. It was just kind of going back through the session, and I had this visual pop up in my mind, and it was a visual of a house. And I could see the house like you would see a floor plan, like an architect would make you. And I could see the different rooms. And in the middle of these rooms, I could see this being, this energy that was running around inside this house and creating chaos and pulling things out of rooms and not leaving things alone and talking about this and talking about that. It was talking a lot, like it had a lot of energy. It was just spinning around in circles, and it was making a huge mess. And I began to see the mind like a house that was in a mess that needed tidying up. And so I wanted to know, well, exactly how can I use this visual that I'm getting? How can I use this analogy? How can I use this tool to weaken that power that the mind has over creating these emotions, creating this emotional pain? And how can I use it to change those unwanted behaviors? So I sat down and I began to just map it all out. I drew out this map. It wasn't exactly like this, it has evolved over time, but eventually it came to this version that you see here that they shared on the Today Show. And I took my own problem. I took something that my own mind likes to bring, likes to make a mess with, likes to bring up to my awareness. And I just began running my own problem through this house analogy. Because, if you're going to use a tool for another person, you want to make sure it works. You don't want to present something and be like, oh, well, that's not helpful. So I wanted to make sure that it worked. So I began to run my own problems through this, and it showed me that using this could help me see my own behavior patterns. It could help me see those habitual thoughts. It could help me see the underlying root cause of things. It could help me see so many things that were very vague before, that I didn't really know how to find, that I didn't really know how to pinpoint. And I just had this aha moment that this could create so much clarity. Many of you, you go to your therapy sessions and you drag all of your stuff out of these rooms, and you lay it all out on the floor and you talk about it and you express it. But then what? You want to come to a resolution. You want to come to a place where this is no longer something that's stored inside of you for you to analyze anymore. It's finished. It's done. And I saw that by using this house, we had a way to do that, to get from just talking about it, to get past it, to move away from that, to actually leave it in the past and no longer have to talk about it over and over and over. So I want to discuss the rooms just very briefly. So we've got the future room. This future room is the room that you go into, or the mind drags you into this future room, and it helps you see the patterns that create your anxiety. When you're having a lot of thoughts about the future, usually it's anxiety that is the dominant emotion that you'll feel. So if your mind is taking you here regularly, you can see you have a habit of future worry and probably experience a lot of anxiety. Then we see the past room. This room, when the mind's dragging you off in here all the time, you can find patterns that create depression. Not just depression, but feelings of sadness, shame, despair. You're thinking about the past in a way that your mind is saying, oh, if we could just change this, if we could just go back, if we could just do that differently. And you and I both know that that is not a possibility. That is not an actual thing that we could do. So there is no solution. There, you're just going to continue, as long as you're drug into this past room, habitually, you're going to continue to feel those feelings of sadness, depression, shame, despair over and over and over. So that room just shows you those things that you need to help the mind to let go of and to take to the God room. The God room is the place that we take those future worries, we take those past failures, and you say, you know what, this is not even in my control. Like, there's nothing that I could do about this anyway. Like, this isn't something, this is beyond me. And the God room represents your faith, your belief in something bigger that is beyond you, that knows you, that it has a plan for you, has the steps, has the instructions for you, has the guidance. But you have to be able to come away from the mind enough to be able to get that guidance, to be able to hear that guidance. That's something we're going to work on together in March when you join me in the Tidy Mind 100 Club. So when you worry about the future outcomes that can lead to excess energy in your body, and we call that emotional energy anxiety. So thinking about the past experiences that your mind judges as negative can lead to an array of emotions. Like, you can feel anything from anger to bitterness to resentment to fear to betrayal, like, you name it. This is a rainbow out there of emotions that when you go into the past, you can have run through your body. That's step 2. There's 3 steps to joy that we're going to go through in the Tidy Mind Club. One step is this: it's understanding your mind and what's creating the emotion. And 2 is healthy release of not just emotions as they come in the moment, but also emotions that have been stored. Step 3, we are going to notice more and more and more of those moments of joy. Then we're going to talk about the trash room. So the trash room is where we're going to throw away our assumptions, our expectations, and our judgments of ourselves and others. And when I say our, I mean your mind. Your mind is constantly assuming people should be doing this, expecting them to behave in this way, judging them for not doing what you think they should do. Like, all of those things create emotional pain, and we're going to be learning how to throw those away. The people room. It all started here. Like, this is where the dysfunction started, in the people room, when your mind decided that it should have an identity of its own separate person, and it created all these rules and all these expectations for yourself and for other people. It became hard on you, it became hard on them. That's where all the trouble began. So we're going to be doing a lot of work in the people room, because everything is relationship. So you can see here, when the mind is pulling you here, we're going to start to learn how to use the people room to observe your relationship patterns with yourself and with others. How your mind, if it's critical, harsh, supportive, loving, whatever, how it treats you, that comes out of your mouth to other people, and that's how you treat other people. And you also may find yourself in a habit of bad relationship, your mind will label a bad relationship, because you look for others who will mistreat you in the same ways your own mind mistreats you. I had a friend yesterday said, I need to come work with you really bad because I keep picking these guys that just treat me really bad. And I thought, well, that's because your mind's probably treating you really bad. So if we can take care of that, change that relationship, then you're going to start meeting people who also treat you with that support, that kindness, that care, that respect. So lots of things can be accomplished in this month of March. The mission room. Okay, this is the only functional room in your mental house. Back when you were a kid, before your mind took on this dysfunction that your parents' mind had, or whoever else was around you that you watched and observed, you were good. Like, you had a mission room and you were in it all the time. What can I do today? What can I play today? How can I have fun today? How can I enjoy life today? Oh, look at that pretty flower. Like, you were good. Like, that's the mission room. It's an amazing place to create, to enjoy, to experience life. But then, as that mind developed and as it became infected or sick by being around other minds who were dysfunctional, you created a people room. And then all the other rooms had to come into play to be able to cope with the people room. So that's how it all began. So if we could just bring it back down to only a mission room, you would have a lot better mental health state, which means your emotions would be a lot more stable. So returning to the mission room, spending more and more time there, can return us to our natural, healthy mental state. So that is just a brief overview of the Tidy Mind tool that we'll be using this month. But I just want you to know, we really, really, really want this for you. I can't, if I could just drag you in and just make you do it, I would. But you have to want this for yourself, and you have to want this enough that you're willing to put forth a little energy to get there. I'm not exactly sure how many spaces are left. I know it's filling up. I'm so excited that we're almost there to that point, but go ahead and try. I want you to go ahead and try to get in there and join us for this month, because it's going to be so worth it. So many people are suffering from emotional pain and unwanted behaviors that are created to cope with that pain. So what we want to do is help you clear up the confusion and give you the tools that you need to step away from the pain. And this is not just for you. You're doing this for you. You're doing this because you're making your emotional state, your mental state, even your physical state a priority. You're wanting to experience that joy. You're wanting to just feel better in life. But what's going to happen is this is going to ripple out into everyone else around you. They're going to feel this because you're going to begin to support yourself inside, to become more loving to yourself inside, to speak kinder to yourself. And when you do that on the inside, when you meet other people, when you interact with your husband, your wife, your kids, your grandkids, your pets, you're going to be doing that with them. You're going to be treating them in that same way, and it's going to be amazing. People respond to that. They're in their sick, dysfunctional mind state, and when they're met with love, unconditional love and acceptance and support and kindness in a world where you can't find any, it's a rarity. Like, you're going to become a very rare jewel in this world that we live in, because you're going to meet them with that. No matter how big their fear is or how much they're blaming you or shaming you, you're just going to meet them with that love, and they're going to feel that. They're going to see your reaction is different than they have ever seen anybody react to them before, and it changes them. So this is how we start to change the world, and we really, really want this for you. So how does this work? How does this whole Tidy Mind, Angie, this thing you've created, how do we even do this? So you can follow in a Facebook group or by email or both. When you sign up, when you go to angiejohnsey.com and you click Tidy Mind 100 Club tab, and then you go to join for $97, you're going to see that you will get an email. And then you're going to start getting an email every day for 30 days with all the content, all the support that you will need. You'll also be able, if you're just joining by email, if you want to ask questions, you can ask questions in the support email. So you'll have everything that you need. And if you want to join the Facebook group, I highly encourage you to do so. Although I know a lot of people, they've come away from Facebook. They'd rather not be on Facebook for whatever reason, and I totally respect that. This is why I'm giving you the two options that you can join either way, and you can also use both. So everybody who signs up will be getting the email content, And if you also want to join the Facebook group, you can do that, and it'll be given to you. It'll be the same content, but it'll be given to you through Facebook, so you'll see that it looks just a little bit different than it will by email. But both are just as effective. Both will give you what you need to get to where you want to get to in March. What you will receive when you join. So when you join, you're going to get a thank you email, and then on I don't know if you call it leap day or just leap year, whatever, but February the 29th, you're going to be getting what I call the bundle of joy. And it is going to contain every link, everything that you need to get all of this content that I'm about to talk about. So you're going to get a weekly live group coaching call with me. And during that call, the first half of it's going to be an hour long. Every Sunday for 4 Sundays at 2 p.m. Pacific time, we're going to be having a call together. If you can't make that time, all these calls are recorded, and I will be sending that to you each week. But we're going to be having our live group call, and that will be on Zoom. Then you're going to get access to the private Tidy Mind Club Facebook group, and as soon as you pay, it's going to direct you to the group to join, and then we will add you to it. You're going to get daily tips for your mind, body, and soul via email and Facebook. Tidy Your Life online course. This is a 5-day course that I wrote, and it has 5-minute meditations that you do each day, and then it has just a little course content, that questions and things for you to think about how stress is getting in from the outside. Things in your life that you can kind of minimize or do away with that will help relieve some pressure and some stress that you're taking on. Maybe you don't mean to take it on, but you're taking on too much, or you're just kind of like unorganized, or whatever it is. This little 5-day course is going to help you with that. You're also going to get a mind detox reboot. It's a 30-day mind plan. This is something that we did back in the day with Maria Shriver, and it's 30 3-minute videos, and it also has worksheets that you can do along with those videos to help you just with everyday things that you go through, and how that you can work through those, let those things go, move past them, not let them create all this emotional instability inside of you. You're also going to get a body detox thanks to PH360, who I've worked with for years doing health and wellness retreats all over the world. They have been so generous and are giving you a body detox. It's a 10-day personalized detox. This is for your body. Your body is different than my body. Your body needs different things. And I know a lot of you have already taken the health type test. It takes 3 minutes. If you haven't done it, go do it. There's links all over the place in Facebook and email, and if you need one, let me know, and I'm happy to get that to you. But do that 3-day test, see what kind of health type you are. I know we already have a lot of connectors and diplomats in our group already, and so yeah, the diplomat body is going to need something totally different to detox than the connector body. So you want to find out what that is. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. And then you're also going to get the Shay app, which is a lifesaver. This takes the guesswork out of your health, because once you get Shay, you're going to be putting in all of your information. It takes about 30 minutes. But all of that data entry is super important, because when you put it in, it's going to shoot you out the most amazing plan, the most amazing health plan that is designed just for you. So if you've been like guessing, oh, does the Atkins diet work for me, or does keto diet work for me, or does this or that, or that, it's just so overwhelming, isn't it? It's just like, this is just too much. I have no idea how to figure this thing out. Well, Shay has done it for you, knows exactly what it is your body needs, gives you the foods. It even, like, you can use this, I like to use it in the grocery store, like to say, okay, well, are raspberries on my list? And Shay will say, yes, raspberry, like you can look and see exactly why you should eat raspberries, all the health benefits that raspberries has for your body. And now another health type might ask Shay if raspberries are good for them, and Shay be like, no, don't eat the raspberries because it's going to cause this, this, and this. You don't need that yeah, whatever it is. So let Shay tell you what it is that you need, and she can be your health coach. So it takes all of this when we're looking at tidying our mind. A lot of it is, our emotional body, but so much of it is our physical body and those hormones and that chemical imbalance that can create a lot of the stuff that our mind does to us. And I call the mind DJ Judge, if you've heard me use that language. But a lot of DJ Judge, if that physical balance, that chemical balance is off in the body, it can do things to that DJ Judge. He doesn't work well. And he eats a lot. If he's on sugar, then it's going to be wild inside there. So we're going to be watching a lot of those things, and I'm going to be educating you on how to just find the balance that's right for you. So what is this going to cost you? It's going to cost you very little time, and it's going to cost you $97 for 37 days, which in the grand scheme of life isn't a whole lot if you just think about it for a second. So taking a full month to make yourself a priority and finding balance is worth the small cost in time and money, in you feeling better and coming away from unwanted behaviors is priceless. I encourage you all, especially if maybe the financial stream isn't flowing like you want it to, this is your chance, because doing it, working in a group, gives you an opportunity to get the help that you need at a much lower cost than if you're having to go to your therapy sessions, or you're having to do one-on-one sessions with somebody, or whatever it is. It's like a little window, a little crack for you to come in and still get the help that you need at a much lower price. So I am going to give you guys 3 minutes. Run, run, run. Go. Starting the clock now. Timing you. I want you to go grab your spot. Like I said, I don't know how many spots are left. I was super excited to see them start filling up pretty quickly. And I'm so excited to meet everybody that's already signed up. But like I said, there's 100 of them. And if you haven't joined yet, now is your chance. You got about 2 minutes left, because I just rambled for one of them. So go grab your spot right now. I'm going to play this video if I can. And I don't think the sound's going to work, but that's okay. We can post this. If you're watching Facebook Live, we'll post it if you want to watch it again. But this is just me and Valerie here at the Today Show. Oh, and if I didn't tell you, oops, go get it at angiejohnsey.com/tidymindclub. All you do is just type in angiejohnsey.com, and then there'll be a tab that says Tidy Mind Club, and then it says join for $97. So go do that. And yeah, so this is me and Valerie here at on the set of the Today Show with Hoda. And Hoda and Valerie had just finished talking about their first segment that they did. And here we are talking about the map, walking her through it. We filmed for like 2.5 hours. We had a 2.5 hour session, and you guys saw about 60 seconds of that, just because it's TV, and that's, there's a limited amount of time. But I so wish I could have shared every single bit of what we covered. And actually, that is why I started making the recordings on SoundCloud and now on YouTube. So if you want to hear what we talked about, there is a 3-part series called How to Use the Tidy Mind. And you can, it's on YouTube or it's on SoundCloud. If you need a link, let me know. Any questions that you have, you can always go to support@angiejohnsey.com, and one of my team, they're super friendly, and they will get back to you and give you whatever it is that you need. So yeah, there's that. There's the map that you can print off if you haven't done that yet. So get the tools. Like, there's tools out there for you. we want to make sure that you can come along. This isn't an exclusive just a Valerie thing, just a, this, you're part of the viewers of the Today Show. And from me and the Today Show, like, we want you to get the help that you need. I've met so many wonderful people, and actually the producer of this segment here, she was just talking about, we've got to get people help, like, we've got to get this help out to them. And that was so refreshing for me to hear, because that's my heart too. It's like, yes, 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 I will give them whatever I can possibly give them to help them, because I know that pain, I know that suffering, and I know how hard it can be, and I know how confusing all of the information that's out there can be. And so if I can make this simple for you, I'm a simple girl. Like, I like things simple. I'm very visual. I like things explained to me in a simple way. I've listened to spiritual teachings for years and years and years. And, sometimes with spiritual teaching, you have to be kind of at a certain level of understanding already to understand how to apply what they're saying. But if you're starting at the bottom of the pit of despair and hopelessness, you need somebody to come down there with you and say, just take this step. Okay, you did that. Now just take this step and this step, and to help you, to guide you, to not just give you a mantra, not just give you some beautiful, eloquent speech in spirituality. You need somebody to say, take my hand, come on. Like, I understand. I've been here in this spot, and this is what I did, and this is what you can do. Let's get out of here. Okay, so that's your 3 minutes. So I hope you got your spot. I hope that you're there. I hope that you're with me. And I'm so excited to meet each and every one of you. So, question and answer time. What we're going to do is, if I didn't cover something as you were listening to me, you had a question you really want to know about, if you're watching on Facebook Live, put your question in the comment. If you are not watching on Facebook Live, and by Facebook Live, you're like, where? We're on Facebook, on the group page called Tidy Mind. So if you want to, just go to Facebook, go in the search box, click Tidy Mind if you're not already a member, and put that in the comment box. You'll see the live, and then underneath that live video, you'll just put in the comment box your question. If you're watching this from someplace else, I don't even know where, I want you to send me your question on support@angiejohnsey.com. And one of my team, we're going to get you the answer that you need. We want to make sure that you're heard, that you're able to voice whatever it is that you're wanting to know, and that we can get you that answer. And I thank you so, so very much for just being here with me, for being interested in feeling better. Maybe this isn't even for you. Maybe you know someone in your family or a friend that's in so much emotional suffering and emotional pain from what their mind is doing to them each and every day. And you just want some hope. You just want some help for that person. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking the time, if you've listened this far, to listen to this content, to search out the free content, to search out the help, and to come along on this journey to joy in 2020. Thank you all so much again, and please send in your questions.